Good morning, Unity. Let us all stand to our feet for our song of the month.
Hi, you look wonderful. So our guest for today is an award-winning singer-songwriter, voice trainer, speaker development coach, and keynote cabaret performer. She developed the vocal technique known as Sing Like You Speak. She has presented 2 workshops for SXSW and most major professional voice organizations and singer-songwriter associations. She is thrilled to be sharing an original song from her keynote cabaret. Let's give a warm family welcome to Sally Morgan.
Thank you. Wow. Good morning, Unity family. This is great. So, we all have God-given gifts, right? Good. Okay. And those gifts sometimes make other people feel uncomfortable. So we hide them. So, I want you to be thinking about what you have hid in your life. You'll know when I get into the song what I'm talking about. Okay? Woo! All right, hit it. Long ago, I was taught to hide my light away, buried deep, deep inside. I hid so they'd not see. Long ago, knew I ought to silence my voice, buried deep, deep inside. I hid the best of me. No more excuses, no more self-abuses, no more apologies for my best qualities. I do not apologize for being fabulous, fabulous. I do not apologize for being me. I am fabulous. Sing it. You are fabulous, fabulous. Oh, fabulous, everyone. Oh, fabulous. Okay, now what is it that you don't apologize for being? Just shout it out. I do not apologize for being powerful, powerful. I do not apologize for being me. I am powerful. Sing it. You are powerful. Are powerful. Everyone. Powerful. Okay, something else you do not apologize for being. Yeah. I do not apologize for being loved. I do not apologize for being me. I am love. You are love. Oh, love. Love. Excellent. What else do you not apologize? What? I do not apologize for being worthy, worthy. I do not apologize for being me. I am worthy. Sing it. You are worthy. Are worthy. Everyone. Excellent. So we began this journey with fabulous. And since we all are, let's go back to that. I do not apologize for being fabulous, fabulous. I do not apologize for being me. I am fabulous. Sing it. You are fabulous. Are fabulous. Everyone. Yeah. Everyone is fabulous. Thank you.
That's just fabulous. Fabulous. I am fabulous. I love it. Thank you for being here with us today. Everybody who's watching online, you're fabulous. You don't have to apologize for being who you are. We welcome you here. In fact, if you'll do this, look at somebody and say, oh my. I mean, oh my. You look fabulous. Powerful. Magnificent. Awesome. Intelligent. Brilliant. I see God in you. I call you blessed, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I see all kinds of good coming your way. High five 2 or 3 people, hug somebody's neck, tell them you're glad to see them at First Unity today. See all kinds of goodness coming your way. Those who are joining us online, we welcome you as well. In fact, I'm going to ask our congregation, if you will, give a round of applause to those who are joining us around the world by live stream. We see you. We see you. We hear you. You're in our hearts. Even though you're joining us virtually, you're just as much a part of us, and we say thank you for being here. I don't really have a lot to share with you today other than if you have not silenced your phones already, consider doing so. Just in case it goes off. We'll have a dance party. That'll be another time, though. And if this is your very first time being with us, we have a gift for you at the welcome desk. At the end of the service, as you exit the sanctuary, if you'll take a left, you'll find some smiling faces at the welcome desk. They'll be glad to share with you a gift just for being here with us today. So thank you so much for attending. Those of you who are not fully frozen after 2 weeks of who didn't give Florida the memo that we stay warm all the time, thank you for being here today, and thank you for choosing to spend your time with us. I'm going to do this real quick because I've been embarrassing him all day. This is something that I get to do because of the position that I am in. My firstborn son turned 16 yesterday, so he is 16 years old. I know, I look at him sometimes, Lisa, and I go, what happened? Happened to the little guy with duck hair? Where did he go? He's 16, and then my eldest daughter shares a birthday with him. She turned 25 yesterday, and that's awesome. I love her. Hey, Ashton, I love you. I told Gavin, I said, you're a smart kid. You chose to have a birthday with the personality within your sibling group that could handle sharing a birthday with you, because Gavin's mother's birthday is today. Smart boy, he missed that one, because she wasn't going to share it with him. And then his older sister, Brianna, her birthday is on the 8th. So it's like, dude, you're a smart guy. Like, you pushed it to the last minute. Like, you had your mom in the hospital for her birthday, but anyway, because both of them, they might have taken you out so they didn't have to celebrate their birthday with you. But anyway, it's wonderful. We're experiencing more and more growth in our family. Just thankful. I love you so much, and I'm so honored to be with you. Today is a very defining day. I'm going to ask you to have an open mind and an open heart today. And then some folks may start to clench after that because you're like, wait, you already do that all the time. What's this mean? We're going to another level today. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, fair warning. Today, we're going to another level. Today, we're going to another level. First Unity Spiritual Campus, we have been in a trajectory of growth, and today is yet another level of growth. Today, we're expanding our consciousness even further than we have before. Today, we're making some very powerful declarations. We are putting a line in the sand, and we are saying that we are absolutely, without just our words, but with our actions, a place where everyone belongs. This is a place where you are not tolerated, you are celebrated. This is a sanctuary for all people. We are radically inclusive. We believe in unity, we believe in equity, we believe in equality, and we believe in radical inclusion. We stand on that today, no matter who's watching and no matter who does not like that. That's who we are. So we're making that declaration today. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. So welcome into this space. I think I just need to share some announcements with you. Reverend Carrie normally does that, but Wednesday she started not feeling very well. On Thursday and Friday, So I said to her on Thursday, I said, hey, this is the universe's way of telling you to slow down. See, I wasn't supposed to say that. I was just supposed to say, what can I get for you? So I spent a night in a doghouse. And we don't have a dog or a dog house. So that tells you all you need to know. But I did end up in the other part of the house because I was like, I got too much to do. I'm not getting sick. So, but we send our love to you, Reverend Carrie, today. We send our love to you. She is watching. So I'm going to share a few announcements with you. Again, normally she would do this. Number one is that don't forget that on Thursday nights we still have our meditation and our Reiki practice. It's a wonderful space of healing on Thursday nights. Yeah. All of you who attend know what an elevation that is, right? So if you want to elevate yourself and soul, come and do that at 6 p.m. on Thursdays, at 6 p.m. right here in this sanctuary. Also, don't forget our prayer box. If you have a prayer request, something you want us to come into agreement with you on, please put that in the prayer box that is out right near the welcome desk, just against that wall, okay? So make sure you utilize that. Also, there's a gratitude box too, something that you're grateful for. You'd be surprised at the exercise of writing it down and what it can do to your mind, to write down what you're grateful for. Also, don't forget that this is the month of January in 2025. We have decided to thrive, and a part of that is to really open up our doors. Now, our doors are always open for membership. You need to know that. But in the first of the years when we normally say, hey, listen, don't forget that if you want to become formally a part of this community, you can do that through just checking out our discovery class. That is our discovery manual that's on our website. If you're not sure how to get to that, please let Ronnie know or Reverend Aileen. They'll be glad to help you with that. And it gives you access to various things. The truth is that you all belong, period. But if you want to have more of a voice in terms of voting on things, and we have some very important things to do, here we grow, y'all. I'm excited. 2025 is presenting itself in beautiful ways. And here we grow. If you want to be a part of that process, it's easier to do that through membership based on how 501c3s work, okay? So please avail yourself to that. If you're not a member already and if you're not sure, check with Reverend Aileen. She'll be glad to help you. Also, the 21st of February, I have a wonderful dear friend that just loves so much, a wonderful musical artist. She's an acoustical musical artist, writes her own songs. She tours all over the world. She's going to be with us, Jessie Powers, on the 21st of February, doing a concert right here that Friday night. And if you have not heard Jessie, oh my, you need to hear her. So please go ahead and mark your calendars, the 21st of February, and invite somebody to come be with you. I think we actually have a greeting from Jessie that we're going to play right now, if the sound is on for the video. Not sure yet? So we're going to try to play this video from Jessie because she wanted to greet us personally, okay? Can you hear that? She has such a wonderful voice. It's fabulous.
The sooner you let go, the sooner you make room for something else. Oh, child, let it slide. There's a little piece of heaven right before your eyes.
Hi, First Unity. It's Jessie Powers, touring New Thought musician from Columbus, Ohio. Some of you may remember me, but I am super excited to let you know that I am coming back to see you on February 21st. I am coming to give a full concert of my original music and stories from my time on the spiritual path so far. I'm 33 years old. I've been at this for about 10 years, and I have a lot to say about spirituality, about New Thought, and about some of the things that have happened in my life.
So that's it. That's how you cut and dry this. So Be here, in other words, on the 21st. Please invite somebody to come be with you. It's going to be a wonderful night. If you have a business or you want to help sponsor that evening, feel free to just let us know if you want to be a part of sponsoring that evening. But I'm just excited about it. I think that's the last announcement, so I can get out of the way. And we're going to have a wonderful, expressive dance from our own Wings by the Sea. Thank you, Brandon. Brandon is always on it. Cynthia asked me to sing for her to dance, and I am singing by faith today. What's that mean? I don't know. Just listen. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I know you hear when I call. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I know you see when I fall. So pick me up, help me stand, hold me firmly in your own hand. Pick me up, I just want to be a man. Pick me up, I just want to be your man. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I see your hand stretched my way. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I hear your voice calling my name. Well, here I am, weak and low, but you'll give me your strength, I know. Here I am, wherever you say I'll go. Here I am, wherever you say I'll go. 'Cause there's no one I can be but me. And there's no place I can hide that you won't see. And there's just nobody, nobody else that ever loved me the way you do. When you took a man like me, when you took a man like me, when you took someone like me, gave him you. to you, Lord, to you, Lord.
Thank you. That was Wings by the Sea, also known as Cynthia, our beloved, and thank you, Reverend John, for that. Another round of applause. We need to be heated up. So there is method to my madness. 'Tis a wee bit chilly in here, have you noticed? So keep clap again. Warm up your hands. And so I came up with this idea as I saw Cynthia dancing. We need to warm ourselves up. So for those of you at home online, I haven't lost my mind, I promise. We have a little chilly sanctuary today, and I have to guide us all into stillness, so I have to make sure you're warm. So I'm going to encourage you maybe to stamp your feet, keep clapping your hands. This helps stimulate the lymphatic system. And as I get you ready, I'm going to guide you into what is known as the breath of fire breath, which will heat you from the inside out. Okay, so as we begin our sacred centering time, we do have to always take care of our body, because if our body isn't happy, it's harder for us to go within, right? So as we get ready here, I'm going to invite the bell as we prepare our sacred space. This is indeed our invitation to the mind, to the body, and to the spirit, that we're coming out of the external world, the chronological time, chronos, as we go into kairos, which is the dimension of timelessness in the present moment. So as we prepare our bodies, I'm going to invite you in what is known as breath of fire. So if you feel safe to do so, maybe closing your eyes or keeping them at a soft gaze. And this is the way I was taught to do it, that I will share with you. So if you visualize or imagine that you're shushing somebody in the library. So it goes like this. So you can put your hand on your navel and you're going to start to shh, 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 shh. Keep going at your own pace. There's no right or wrong. Once you run out of air, you fanning the fire of your solar plexus. Keep going. Shh, 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 shh. And then you pause and you take a break. And then keep going. And then finishing out. And just hearing those bellows. That's what we're activating, the bellows of the solar plexus. And now come into your own natural breath and breathing here now. Letting go of the breath of fire and just feeling the sensations that you have created within your body. And coming into your own rhythm, your own natural breath here. Maybe now as you inhale through your nose, you can expand the abdomen, draw the breath all the way up to the top. And then watch the turnaround, the beginning of the exhale breath. This is going to guide you deep within yourself. So if you'd like to follow my cue and guidance here, maybe inhaling for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and holding at the top for 1. And then beginning to exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you do that on your own 2 more times? Filling up with light, with love, with peace, with joy. And then as you exhale, letting go of any doubts, fears, worries, anything from the outside world. And then as you do that 1 more time, as you exhale, maybe inviting ease, grace, joy to come into your body temple. Noticing now your hands, where you would like to place them. And then on your next inhale breath, maybe bringing your awareness to your spiritual eye, the space between your eyebrows. If you'd like to stay here, just becoming aware of your thoughts. Just becoming the witness, the observer. Just simply noticing. We can be aware of our thoughts without getting involved with them. And you'll notice that they simply do subside with practice. Maybe visualizing anything, maybe a worry, an anxiety, something that you are carrying in this moment. Can you place it in maybe a bubble or maybe a cloud? And then with your next exhale breath, allow a smile to come over your face as you realize, as you know, I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness that is aware that I have thoughts. So rest in this space here. And for some of you, you might prefer to drop to your heart center if this is your desired place, maybe to pray, or you prefer to stay in the spiritual eye. This is your time to rest here in the awareness of who you are, divinity, light, spirit, God, Goddess. So allow yourself now that the body is relaxed and the mind is at peace to allow that essence of who you are, that light, to illuminate your whole body temple. And allow it to move freely through you, knowing this is who you are, beyond your labels, beyond your roles. And maybe asking for guidance here in your own way. Just stay here without my words. Can you feel the essence of who you are? You are energy, light, life. This is what Jesus the Master came to teach us when he said, dying to be reborn to everlasting life. This is who you are, deathless, never-ending life. So filling yourself up here and maybe opening yourself to the following affirmations. The wisdom I seek is always here within me. Silently affirm this. I am the essence of that which exists beyond time, beyond change, beyond place. I am now experiencing the unchanging essence of who I am. I feel myself as energy, as light. I am eternity, here and now. Remaining centered here in the awareness of who I am. And so taking a few more moments here to become acquainted with this feeling, the sensations that this creates. Right here in this present moment. This is the timeless dimension that is right here in this present moment. When we come out of the sense world, we come out of our thinking, we come out of the to-do, the doing, and simply be. So maybe from here you have somebody, a loved one, maybe in spirit, a loved one. Somewhere else, maybe beside you, just take a moment to make that light connection and acknowledging that we are all emanations from the same source. Maybe there's somebody in your life or in the world that you have conflict with. Can you now connect in that essence with their essence? And then taking this light, this energy, as you send it out ahead of your day. And beginning to lengthen your inhale breaths, your exhale breaths, as you begin to make your return back, out. Maybe keeping your eyes closed. If you'd like to rub your hands together and just feel that heat, that sensation you've created. Maybe placing them over your eyes without pushing into your eyes in any way. Just feeling the energy that is emanating from your hands, your heart, your whole body. And then just taking a moment as you begin to open up your eyes to just look around and notice the senses. Your senses are more alive here, the colors, the sounds, the sensations. And thank you all so much for this time, for allowing me to guide you here today. And until we meet each other again, the divine light within me truly honors, sees the divine light within each and every one of you. Take a moment to catch somebody's eyes and bow your head. We bow our heads together. We honor one another when we say all of that in one word. Namaste.
Lovely. Reverend Aileen bringing the fire. She's giving us our own day of Pentecost up in here. Thank you, Reverend Aileen, as always. Further meditation is, I'm going to invite Steve Miklo, if he will, to come. This gentleman, just about every single Sunday as he meets me in the lobby area, always has a little something of wisdom to share with me. And so we had a meal together this last week, and I asked you if you'd be willing. So I'm putting him on the spot. I asked him if he'd be willing to share some of this special wisdom this morning.
Special wisdom. All right. Well,
no pressure.
This is a nice view up here of these people up here. And I've always wondered something, so I'm going to ask you to, everybody smile. Smile. Yeah, now I know why you do that. Yeah, that's really, really neat. Okay, good. Well, I'm here to talk. I'm just going to tell you a story. So you take the wisdom out of the story. There were two guys. They were in a small plane, and they were flying to a convention, and they were crossing a pretty big expanse of water. It was a beautiful day, and they were really enjoying it until a rogue storm came through, completely enveloping the plane. It bounced them left, it bounced them right, it bounced them up, it bounced them down. They had no control over the plane. This went on for a little bit. And then finally, the plane comes out underneath the storm, and they look and they see they're heading for an island. Well, they tried to steer the plane, and it won't respond to them. Finally, they get to the island, and the plane hits, nose into the sand, tail up in the air. Well, they get out of the plane, they check, no broken bones. Okay, to pull out their cell phones, no signal. One of them says, uh-oh, I don't like this. They go to the plane, turn on the radio, nothing. I don't like this. And he just immediately starts running. Well, he goes all the way around the island, comes back. And he says, we're going to die. We're going to die. He said, there's no people on this island. We're going to die. Well, the other one's been kind of standing there looking at the water. He said, no, we'll be okay. Don't worry about it. We'll be okay. And our running friend goes again, all the way around the island. He comes back. He said, we're going to die. I know we're going to die. There's no drinkable water on this island. We're going to die. The other fellow by now has gone over to a palm tree. He's kind of just leaning against the palm tree, looking out over the water. He said, no, we're going to be okay. He says, I make $100,000 a week. We're going to be okay. The first one said, wow, what's that all about? He goes running again, comes back. We're going to die. We're going to die. There's no people on, no food on this island. We're going to die. The guy said, no, we'll be okay. I make $100,000 a week. What does that have to do with anything? What is that all about? He said, look, let me explain here. As I said, I make $100,000 every week. every week, I send 10% of that to my Unity Church. My minister will find me.
Yeah. I will use every Unity principle to locate you. I'll go to the psychics. We'll agree. Yeah. Steve, thank you. You always are a wonderful, wonderful soul, and I appreciate the love that you share with this community. And thank you and your wife for being so just beautiful lights, really. They greet you each week, share the love with you. I want you to know that today's talk is not necessarily the views of everyone here. What? What are we getting into today? Just a disclaimer. How many have noticed we're living in some interesting times? Oh, yeah. We're interesting times. And here's the thing. I think this has been probably been my song the whole time I've been with you, and it's important for us to learn how to transcend and transform constantly into a greater understanding of the larger expanse of who we really are. And we've harped on this since the beginning of the year. And some folks may be getting tired of hearing it, but the reason I think it's important is because we cannot fix the problems we see with the same consciousness that created the problems. There has to be a shift. There must be a change, not in just how we see it, but also how we approach it. And our approach cannot be just a banter back and forth with others who are kicking a ball our way that's their opinion, and us just hitting it back and saying, no, I'm determined to win this game or this point. The point of what we're doing here is not for there to be winners and losers, but for there to be progress and evolution. The point of spirituality, I don't believe, is for someone to be right. For you to be so good at what you do that you're more right than someone else. The point of spirituality is not for anyone to be right or for anyone to be wrong. It's really not for anyone to go to heaven or to go to hell. The point of spirituality is for the expansion of individuals so that they can come together in the oneness of what we truly are. We're all ultimately connected with each other whether we like it or not. And some of it we don't like. Is it okay to be honest about that? This is not about like or dislike, though. This is the inward journey toward asking of myself, what is it that I really want? And being able to answer those questions. What is it that I really want? And I don't mean the wants that I consider them to be petty, although I like to watch football and drink a Coke Zero. You thought I was going somewhere else, didn't you? I'm in the middle of dry January, so about as wet as I get is Coke Zero. I enjoy those things, and I enjoy things. I don't have it. This is not about not enjoying things, but it's being able to transcend the things that I like that have an expiration date on them and move toward more of what do I really want to deposit in the world? Do I want to further the virus of separation? Or do I want to help to heal that virus so that we can move humanity forward instead of going around and around the same things? That's called revolution. Evolution is expansion forward. So I'm sitting with these thoughts this last week, and you got to know that when I sit with thoughts, I don't let them command me anymore. I let them show me what my mind is thinking. When you let your thoughts show you what your mind is thinking, you know what to work with and maybe work on. Because I've said to you before, I've had people say, man, I wish I could read your mind. And no, you don't. Not without a stiff drink. I mean, or some very elevated principles. No, Because my mind, this brain, is thinking all kinds of really weird concoctions of things. Have you noticed the conversations in your head since we've been talking about? I want to point those things out on a regular basis because the reason that we're here is to learn how to not get rid of the mind, but to merge into harmony the mind, the body, and the soul. And to bring them into connection with each other and into alignment toward the fulfillment and unfolding of our true, authentic, and essential original self. The true you. Not the imposter. So, this last Monday, by the way, let me say thank you to those who marched in the cold, the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade that took place in St. Pete. Thank you for those who marched. I spent the whole day in that energy of unity, inequity, quality, equity and equality, love, inclusion. Loving awareness and expansion. I spent that whole day there. But on that day, they tell me, there was also an inauguration. Now, no matter what side you stand on, I came into a space of sitting with these words that came into my thinking. And so I want to share that with you today, and I have no idea what this is going to end up looking like. I ask you ahead of time, do you love me? You sure? Yes. No. Yes. Okay. And this is what came out of the deepest parts of my soul. Stepping over here a moment. I have been in a place this last 2 months that I cannot explain. It's been a very dark place at times, a lit up place at times. And when I say that, I don't mean I've been depressed. I don't mean I've felt bad. I just mean it's been very clear to me that there's some recesses of my own soul where I've been excavating. I don't know if any of you have been in that place, but I'm telling you, I have been working with me in a way that I have not my entire life. And I went through a complete and total shift. My shift happened, and mine did hit the fan, and it got flung everywhere. And I've been working with that shift ever since. But this has been so much deeper that I cannot even explain to you fully what is transpiring, other than to say I feel really compelled that I have been through everything I've been through for this moment in history. I feel mandated and called in a purposeful way that I cannot describe to you with words. But I'm going to try for just a few minutes. If we're going to thrive in 2025, this is the mandate that I received for my own life, and I'm just sharing with you for my own life. If it resonates with you, good. If it doesn't, then today you got to hang out in a cold sanctuary and hear some good music. Soul inauguration, mind emancipation, and communal amalgamation. I didn't even know when that word dropped into my soul whether it was a real word or not, because you guys know I make some up sometimes, and I admit it when I do, because if I make up a word, I'll say, I don't know if that's a word or not, but they made all the others up, so I'm just going to make this one up. I didn't know if amalgamation was, and so I had to type it into Google, because apparently Google knows everything. And I typed it into Google, and apparently it is a word, and it worked out exactly with the energy of where I was. Soul inauguration, mind emancipation, and communal amalgamation. As soon as I started sitting with this, I had this visit from Yeshua ben Joseph, from Jesus. And his words resonated with me when he said, behold, I make all things new. Somebody say, all things. I make all things new. And that's a disorienting line. Because to make all things new means I'm going to have to experience something brand new that I don't have any idea how to control or even to manage. I don't know how to do this. Look at your neighbor and say, I don't know how to do this right now. Now, when I'm saying I'm not talking about the eternal and conscious I. I'm talking about the mind I. I'm talking about the ego I. Does not know how to navigate this current climate. I'm going to have to call on something deeper, something higher, something more expanded, which means I'm going to be disoriented. But most human beings don't reorient until they first experience disorientation, because we become comfortable. Even in the Christian church, the Holy Spirit was referred to as the Comforter. But the Comforter is what I'm going to be using later this afternoon as I curl up and watch the football game and possibly nod off, because 4:30 is early on Sunday mornings. I need a comforter to get warm and to rest. But the actual translation for that word about the Holy Spirit is your helper. But many of us don't want the help because we become comfortable where we are and we know we're right about everything. Okay, I'm not speaking for you. I'm talking about my wife. I'm talking about me. Me. Jesus also said, you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. The word know there in the original language in the Greek means to literally have intercourse with, or an intimate relationship with, where a conception happens. I won't go into any more details. We're all adults here. Figure it out on your own. If you can't, Google it, but not while I'm around. You will know intimately the truth, and then the truth will make you free, not set you free, but actually mold you in the shape of freedom. That's what it means to be made. It will make you free. There's a shifting and a sifting happening. Not just a shifting, but also a sifting. How many of you ever been to a place where they do this whole panning for gold thing? Anybody ever done one of those experiences before, like an excursion? It's really kind of fun. You should consider it sometime. But that's where you have this pan, and it's vented in the bottom, and they fill it full of rocks and mud and stuff, and you just sift it with water. You utilize water to sift it, and then you hope that what you find after you've sifted it all is the treasure. And that's where we're at right now, a sifting and a shifting. And the sifting and the shifting is not comfortable. You get shook up, disoriented. You sometimes feel dizzy. You've lost your equilibrium. Some people feel like they have this ongoing vertigo in their soul or in their being. So the shifting and the sifting is happening. Everything is energetically moving. And we see that shift very clearly in our world. And for some, it feels like the world is splitting. And some of us may need to see a splitting before we can actually see clearly a union. Sometimes that's what we need to see in the physical or in the emotional realm so that we can recognize the division. But the ego thrives on separation. It wants you to be separate from people who think differently than you, because it doesn't want you to come in close and find out what it really is that they want. It wants us to be divided, but the Spirit brings us together. See, the danger that we all face is not the danger of the ideas we have, but it's the danger of believing that your ideas are reality. That's where the danger is. Because the greatest idols in the world are not idols that are made of rock and wood and clay, but it's the idols made of ideas that become dangerous. Our inability to rethink. Why do we think that the scripture often talked about? Boy, I'm quoting the scripture a lot today. The scripture talked about repentance. Repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. In other words, it's tangible, it's available, you can touch it. The problem is, if you're not aware of it, you don't realize what you're touching. But repent is metanoia, which means to change your mind or shift your perspective or change the way you look at something. Repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. Am I willing to let go of all of my ideas that have become idols in my life and see what really is? That's a question for me. I'm not even asking you. I'm inviting you into this conversation within my own self, because I am a multiple personality person. Even though you don't admit it, you are too. Maybe without a diagnosis, but you are a multiple personality. But then Yeshua ben Joseph said, if you continue in my word, and he wasn't talking about a Bible. Side note, they didn't have a Bible when Jesus walked the earth. So when people think about, they say the Bible is the Word of God, even when it says in 1 John 1 and 14, that Word became flesh and dwelt among us, it's not talking about text, paper, or leather scrolls. It's talking about the logic. The word there in the Greek is logos, where we get the word logic. Jesus says if you'll continue in this logic, this way of seeing and thinking, then you'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Religion comes along and makes it static in text. And it says, now do it this way, because this is the written word. Well, we've been doing that. How's that working out? Most people don't know Jesus and don't care to know Jesus. They want his name as a get out of jail free card, but they don't want the nature of Jesus. In other words, we don't want to act like Jesus. We just want the name so we don't have to go to hell. And we're causing hell in the world, because the only hell you'll ever deal with is the one you create and the one you believe in. He said, if you continue in my word or my logic, my way of being, you'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Continue implies movement, implies growth, implies evolution. So I have some questions for us today, not to be answered today, but for you to consider. What matters to you most? What or who do you really care about? What do you believe? Why do you believe it? And how does what you believe add to or take away from the quality of life? Not just yours. I'm going to say that again. Not just yours. This life is a collective. And are you diseasing, affecting, or infecting the world? Does your religious or spiritual belief system concretize to make you more flexible? Concretize means to become like concrete. Your religious and spiritual systems, are they concreted or are they making you more flexible? Does what you believe bring you peace or bring peace into the world or more anxiety and stress into the world? What's working for you? What's working on you? These are some questions to ask ourselves. Why? Because these may not seem like significant questions, because most of us are so used to doing life the way we've been doing life that we just do it habitually. We're on a loop, constantly doing things over and over again, expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. That until we are able to shift our consciousness, we cannot change the way we do life on this planet. The only reason we do life in the United States the way we do life in the United States is because we've collectively agreed upon doing life this way in the United States. And the only way for it to change is not fighting back and forth. It's not going to a voting box. It's not inaugurating some other great person. It's about all of us unearthing and unfolding the true, authentic selves that we are and collectively coming together around the truth. Not false narratives that are built to divide us. Life does not have to be this way. I said life does not have to be this way. But we've agreed on it, and so we just continue to. And anytime you enter into a fight with somebody about whether it's Donald Trump or it's Kamala Harris or it's Joe Biden or any of the other names you want to throw out there, every time we enter into those conversations, we are missing the point. It's a major distraction. Those are figureheads. Those are figureheads who are caught up in their own place of greed, their own lust for power, their own desire to do their own thing to better themselves. We need to stop looking for a great leader and become great leaders. It should be clear to us by now. What we have is what we have. It's pretty clear that something needs to shift. So, that leads me to soul inauguration. The word inauguration is defined as the beginning or the introduction of a new system, a new policy, a new era. It's the formal admission of someone to an office, and it's a ceremony to mark the beginning of something. I don't care what happened Monday. What I care is what happens within me today. And whatever's transpiring on a governmental level matters far less than what's transpiring within me. Don't put your trust in a Supreme Court. Put your trust in the Supreme Source within you. God within you is your hope of glory. So inaugurate your soul. Decide today is a new beginning. Today, I set new policy within me. Today, I set a new era forward. I'm going to walk away from the errors of the past and into a new era of freedom, into a new era of truth, into a new era of love, into a new era of joy and peace. I choose this for my life because seated on the throne of my being is the source presence from which everything comes to be. And I decide today to rearrange the government and the policies that I have over my life. I determine today to be a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, set apart, the choice of God in the planet. That's my decision. That's my soul's inauguration. I have decided to formally and completely inaugurate the divine mind, the God within, to hold the ultimate office of authority in my life. I have marked a new beginning for myself. I am choosing a new system. I am choosing a system that is not marked by the narratives of falsehoods and corruption. I am choosing a new system that is one that is not led by limited thinking. See, they need you to think small. Can I talk to us real just a minute? This system that we've built needs small-minded people. The thing is, you're not small-minded, but if you're not aware of the largeness of your ability, then you remain in small-minded way of being. And they, whoever they are, the system needs people to not think. This is why religion, as the culprit, along with governmental structures, have gotten in bed together and birthed some kind of a gross thing that has created this limited way of thinking for humanity. You got to do it this way. Folks, let me tell you, let's draw a line in the sand that we've had enough. We declare true freedom and true liberty and true justice, equality, and equity for all people. We say that we'll not do this anymore. I'm just crazy enough to believe there might be a few folks who are ready to get on board and say we want to not save this world that's already dead. We want to create a new world. I don't want to save the old one. I want to create a new one. Well, those who are watching online, whoever you are, clergy, light workers, ministers of love and joy and peace, now is the time to prove whether or not you really believe what you say you believe. Now is the time to stand in the face of empire and declare the kingdom of God. Now is the time to decide whether you are willing to really stand up to a system that has oppressed the masses. When we lose our mind over TikTok, but we won't move our souls over 140 million people living in poverty and in hunger, we've lost the narrative. That includes the church. The church has lost the narrative. Billions of dollars spent to fight, to protest. Protestants are living up to their name, Protestant. Catholics too, not living up to the name of universal. It's time for us to get engaged, bring forth the truth, be able to stand in the gap. Can I get a witness from somebody? All right. It's time for us to stop being tired and sleepy observers and become active and awake participants. Number 2, mind emancipation. So once you have inaugurated your soul within your own being and taken that authority back, then you can move toward mind emancipation. Emancipation, the word means a fact or a process of being set free, or the freeing of someone from slavery. You see, if they can't enslave you with chains and whips, they'll enslave your mind with chains and whips. If they can't put physical slavery on you, and that's still happening in parts of the world, But in this United States, if they can't hold you captive with whips and chains, they'll just move it over to the mind. Do I have to spell it out for us? Because I think we've been so asleep. We're pulling that IV out of our arms and we're saying, you're not going to drug us anymore. You're not drugging us and dragging us down with all the propaganda and all of the garbage that comes across media, that comes across our podcasts, that comes through the music, that comes through the movies, that comes through politics, that comes through religion. Man, I feel like fire shut up in my bones today. I'm telling you once and for all, I'm choosing to shake off every chain of mental tyranny. We're releasing ourselves from the matrix. We're saying the game is over. I'm uninterested in continuing to play your squid games. For far too long, we've been indoctrinated with the idea that this country is better than any other country, that we're Americans are better than other people, that our religion is the right one, that our way of doing it is the right one. We've been more and more segregating ourselves off to this way and that way. And under the name of patriot, being a patriot, I'm not saying you shouldn't love the country you're in, but I'm telling you that God is not an American. God instituted this country, really. That's how your God works? By genocide? Now, maybe you can back that up with the God of the Old Testament, but you can't back it up with the God of Jesus Christ. I know they've tried. There's a lot of gymnastics going into trying it. They try to create doctrines around that, to make it okay to kill others. This country was founded by people, a lot of white ones. No offense to white folks. Look at me. I mean, I do my best to get a tan. It don't work out that well. If I could get my freckles to come together in unity, I'd have a great tan. A lot of people who decided this is what I want, so I'm going to take it. God didn't sanction this. God doesn't sanction nations. God sanctions you, me, individuals, spiritual beings in human form. But I was indoctrinated all of my life that this was the most important country in the world and everybody else was a sort of second class. I was indoctrinated all of my life that my religion was right, that my parents' political party was right, that that's the correct one. That our social structure is just the way it is. And in the name of freedom and patriotism, a system of oppression and depression has been created. We have been made to believe for a long time that these limitations are somehow noble. It's getting quiet in here. That it's somehow noble to just accept it the way it is. Oh, we can't lose our country. Oh, we can't. Have you not realized that this experiment has only been around for a little over 200 years? In the grand scheme of things, it's very young. And if you are dependent on the United States of America continuing to be what you were told it is, which it's not, what our forefathers said, in spite of the fact that they were so small-minded to have slaves, but what our forefathers said has never actually happened in this country. Liberty and justice for all. It doesn't even happen in the church house, much less the White House. We put our trust in politics. You know what I said about politics? Many bloodsuckers. Politics. We put our trust in people who are so deep in that system. They don't know who you are, don't care who you are. They have no way to even connect with how you feel. And yet we put them on our pedestals. We put them up high, we raise them up high as our heroes. The hero is in you. The truth is in you. To rise up in us collectively, emancipate ourselves from the mental slavery that has been injected into the soul of humanity. And to decide once and for all. That's not patriotic, that's idiotic. It's insane. And there is no It is not sane to be well adjusted to an insane world. To just be well adjusted and go along. Am I speaking to anybody who's awake today? And listen, let me tell you something. Watch this. Hey. If what I'm saying today makes you mad, good, there's a response. If it makes you sad, good, there's a response. If it makes you excited, good, there's a response. I'm not up here to try to build a fan base. I'm not trying to start a social media site so that people will hit like and love. I'm so tired of waiting for other people's comments to affirm who I truly am. We either tell the truth in this world full of lies, or we're just going to fade into the darkness and become those who just go along so that they keep from shaking up the boat and don't become uncomfortable. I welcome discomfort. And is it dangerous? Dangerous to what? I'm in this world, but not of this world. But what if they come for you? Well, my dad used to tell people when I'd ask to spend a night, when I was a little kid, spend a night with him, he said, let them go, they'll bring him back. The religious system of our times has dominated this, the religion in particular that's dominated this country, has attempted to dominate the world, and it was literally built to control the masses. They got rid of Christ and kept Jesus' personality because they needed a messianic leader, so they constructed one. And we're saying once and for all that the trick is off. We know that when Jesus stood and said, the things you see me do, you shall do also and greater, he was trying to tell us that the Christ dwells within you too. Not some figure. This system is counting on you to be small-minded so you can survive. Keep you in fight, flight, and faint so you can't think straight. Whew. Can we see that? Can you see that that's what's happening, creating panic, creating problems so that they can come back in a couple of years and then solve the problem? It's the same thing religion does. Beat you down during church so you'll come down here and, oh, baby, we've got a solution for you. Just join our church and give 10% of your money and you get to go to heaven. All right. I'm in rare form today. Today, every single one of us can decide today to walk out of the prison of false beliefs. Every single one of us can emancipate our minds today. I love Bob Marley. He said it this way. Old pirates, yes, they rob us, sold us to the merchant ships, minutes after they took us from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We move forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help me sing another song of freedom? Because all I ever have, redemption song. We sing a song for emancipation. The words fill your soul, your every frame. Out into the day with anticipation, we harmonize on the very same song. Won't you sing along? We still so far. We are. But all we ever have, redemption song. Won't you help me sing? Another song of freedom, because all I ever have, redemption song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing another song of freedom? Because all I ever have, redemption song. Saw an interview with the gentleman just the other day who was a talent manager, agent. He represented Richard Pryor. And boy, that was would have been an interesting job for anyone. He said he was with Richard one night, 1974, and he was getting ready for his routine. He walks out and he grabs the mic and he stands there really awkwardly. Just kind of looks around. And he says, hey you, I'm God. I'm here to get my son. What did you do to him? What did you do with my son? You killed my son? I sent him here to teach you love. You killed my son? I'm here to get Lincoln. Anybody seen Lincoln? What? You killed him too? I'm here to get Gandhi. And then he starts bawling on stage. Wait, you killed him too? He said, Martin, where's Martin? Where's my boy? Where's Martin? You killed him too? You killed my sons and daughters that I sent to tell you I love you because it didn't work for your system? Fine. You're on your own. You drop the mic and walk off the stage. How long will they kill our prophets? While we stand aside and look. And lastly, once we have inaugurated our soul and we've emancipated our mind, then there's an invitation to communal amalgamation. I looked it up. The word amalgamation means the action of the process or the result of combining or uniting. It means to unite. As soon as I saw this, I got goosebumps the size of $50, man. I was like, it is a real word. And it does interpret what I'm really trying to say here. See, once we emancipate our minds, we start to lose our judgments of each other. Even those that vote differently than you, look differently than you start to try to reach beyond what you don't understand to seek understanding. You start moving past all of the trappings of the stuff that's temporary to try to locate the heart. And believe me, with some people, it feels like it's an excavation. It does. It feels like you're going to need a few sticks of dynamite. It feels that way, but they may feel the same about you. Because many of us have codified and concretized what we know is right. But when you start to transcend and transform, you begin to see the union and the unity. When I saw the word amalgamation, I was reminded of the word yoga. The word yoga means union or to be in union with. Even Jesus said, if the eye be single, the whole being will be filled with light. And what he was saying is if you truly see the truth, your whole being begins to line up and light up. You become non-dual. You stop operating in the division that is so offered to us. And see, I'm not talking to you as somebody who's done it. I'm talking to you as somebody who aspires to do it. And my thing is let's stop. If we're failing at it, at least fail forward. Because there's an end zone waiting for you to get as many yards out of your fall as you can. I'm not talking to you from a place of perfection. I'm talking to you from a place of passion. A desire to become more receptive and less judgmental, to get to the place where I'm so conscious that I access true oneness, that I begin to rise above all of the other energies that I feel like are other from me, and I begin to transmute even those energies. Instead of denying them access, I actually begin to work with them so that I can conceive a new level of fuel for my life. I can transmute the energies I've perceived to be evil or to be wicked, and instead superimpose the divine will of unity. Yoga in this community. When I say yoga in this community, you don't have to go get stretchy pants. Although you maybe could use them for your soul. When I'm talking about yoga, I'm talking about stretching and posturing for flexibility so that we can reach a place of unity. Because if you're flexing and you find yourself in constant pain, keep on moving, baby, because the more you flex and the more you stretch, the more you'll find agility. You'll find fluidity. You'll find that you can find a place of flexibility where you can start to hear people before it ignites the personality and its anger and in its bias and in its prejudice. You can start to ask questions not from a place of anger, but from a place of you really want to understand where someone else is coming from. Yoga in this community, amalgamation, is going to require us to do some emotional and some spiritual yoga. It's going to require the exercise of stretching our posture and asking ourselves what we really want. Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. It's locating the rhythm of the body, the melody of the mind, and the harmony of the soul to create together a symphony of life. The amalgamation I'm talking about is a mirror to look at ourselves from within. Look at ourselves from within. Choose a better way, and our body temple will follow suit. And this may take some time, but if we don't get on the journey, we're never going to reach the destination. And we've said it long enough. I told you what you were getting into when you asked me to come here. I told you. And I never can tell what's going to happen with this dude. This dude right here is always growing and expanding. And believe me, the stuff I'm sharing with you today, it's not comfortable for me either. When you disorient, you don't feel comfortable. But I didn't come into this life to feel comfortable. I came into this life to expand, to become conscious, to become free, to become liberated. Unity is paramount, but it doesn't mean we all have to agree on everything. Thank you for your patience this month. In the month of February, because it's a short month, the message will be shorter. Quite literally, because it's a shorter month. But listen, all kidding aside, my ask is not that we all agree on everything. My ask is never that you agree with what I say from this platform. Your welcome here is not based on you agreeing with the reverend or even liking the reverend. My ask is not that. Because I'm not here to try to be famous. I'm not here to try to be infamous. I'm here to point us toward one most important thing, and that's love. And I'm saying that we don't have to agree on every tenet, every doctrinal idea or theology. But can I invite us to at least come together around these core values in closing? Thank you. Okay. Love. That's the number one thing. It's all I ever want to be known for in my life or in my dying. That at least John, if he didn't perfect his love, he tried. That is the goal of my life. 2, authenticity. The ability to be real, to be honest. The only way we mute the lie is with our honesty. Number 3, curiosity. This goes back to the ability. Mark Twain, I may butcher this quote, but Mark Twain was the one who said this. The danger is not what you don't know, but it's what you absolutely know that just ain't so. And how do you know? Unless you're curious. Curiosity requires humility. Love, authenticity, curiosity, radical inclusion. And when I say inclusion, I'm not talking about this fake stuff that misunderstands the reality that we're all connected. And I'm not even talking about inclusion in the spirit, because you already are. I'm talking about inclusion in your mind. I'm talking about rewiring and refiring the mind to include. And then number 5, service. Service is simply love in action, and love in action is compassion. not seeking to be understood as much to understand, not demanding that others see it the way we see it. And also understanding that service is not tantamount to slavery. Service is willful desire to give and to be of assistance. It's not even hard work, it's heart work, because it's done with compassion. Service to others by laying aside our institutionalized prejudice and bias and our hatreds. Service to others, choosing to show humanity that we really mean it when we say we love them. I'm asking you today, can you reboot so that you can mute the voice of the antiquated mind? Are you willing today to experience your soul's inauguration, your mind's emancipation, and our communal amalgamation so that together we can thrive in 2025 no matter what the rest of the world does? It's an invitation. You decide to answer it. Thank you. So if you stood up, you're drafted. Because hopefully you're not standing for me. Hopefully you're standing for you. Because this guy, this flesh and blood, is going to go away one day. But this message of truth, of love, it's what's forever. Stand up for your own self. Become free. That's the true action that the world needs. What the world needs now is not a bunch of people saying, hey, what does the world need? The world needs people to be fully alive, for you to be fully alive, and learn how to thrive in 2025, okay? Okay, I think I'm done. Carrie's at home watching online going, I'm sorry, everybody. This. Kickoff's not till 3. Okay. Carrie's not here with us, so I'm going to share some announcements. Did I do the announcements earlier? Did I already? See, that shows, yeah, okay. Announcements complete. We have a very beautiful vision here. And there are going to be times where we'll have to work with our personalities. But I believe we can, especially if we're flying that flag of real love, that we can get over some of the things that have really caused churches to be, in spiritual communities, to be stifled. And we have a very strong vision here. It's a powerful vision, and you get to be a part of it. And I want to say thank you for that. If you want to or already are a sustaining partner, I want to say thank you. A sustaining partner in terms of finances. That's the currency that we currently use to make these kind of visions move forward. We've built the car, now let's put gas in it and move ourselves forward. There's ways to give that are going up on the screen right now. And I want to say thank you for doing that. Ahead of time, if it's the first time, and if you're already doing it, thank you. Because you understand, hopefully here, that when you give, you're not giving away something. You're investing in the vision and in a movement. And as you invest, what you're doing is you're saying, I want to make an exchange for the food that fills my soul. But man, even more than that, I want to make it possible for other people to pull up to the table and find nutrition for their soul. You're investing in a vision. You're not losing anything. You are practicing the beautiful law of circulation. Given it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I'm telling you, I've never been able to outgive Source because the Source has everything. But I have found that when I want friendship and give friendship, I get friendship in return. The same is true for money. And there's some things in our life that we probably want to do or would enjoy doing and sharing with others. And one of the ways to expand your money is to be able to give it away, to be able to release it. And if nothing else, it's also an exercise of not letting it have dominance over you. And I refuse. I will not be a servant to money. I have chosen to realize that money prefers to be the servant for me. And so I put money in action in the places that I love. So thank you for your willingness to do that. The ways to give are up on the screen right now. The text to give option was giving us issues this morning. I want you to know that ahead of time, those who are watching online. So preferably use the Cash App. We're working with tech support. Leah was telling me working with tech support around that. Is that still the case? It's still down at the moment? Yeah, there's something in the operating system. We're working on that. Leah's been working on that ever since. In fact, when Leah gives me this look right here, where she's like, she's been a little stressed about it. We relieve you of that stress, Leah. It's not your fault. Systems fail sometimes. The text to give is giving us the issue. But go to firstunity.org and click on donation or click on give. You can also go to the website. If you put in the website and then /give, it gives you an opportunity to safely and securely decide if you want to subscribe and give an X amount per month if you want to do that in your budget. Also, you can use the QR code that's going to be going up in a moment. You can always mail your check or money order to First Unity Spiritual Campus at our P.O. Box. Our Cash App is available. It's still working today for sure. Or you can use the QR code that's going up on the screen or the QR code that's going to be passed around on the plate for everyone in here in the sanctuary. Those of you who are watching online, thank you. Some of you joined, decided to become a member, even though you're virtual. Thank you so much for doing that. We really deeply appreciate it. That's awesome. We love you. Thank you. I know I already mentioned earlier, but I'll mention again because sometimes Kathy feels like she's, what do they call those folks that go out on the runway? They call them flight. What do they call the flight people? Kathy does that to me sometimes. I already mentioned this a moment ago to go out to the desk and make sure you pick up your gift, but just in case, I wanted to mention it again. Reverend Aileen, if you will come and share our abundance prayer. I love you all so much. Blessings, blessings to you.
Thank you. I think another round of applause. So now this prayer is so powerful, so I invite those of you at home, those of you here, if you are able to stand as we ignite the spiritual law of circulation of abundance, as we say. The abundance of God is my infinite source. I now open my mind and my heart to give and receive all God's good, all God's prosperity, all God's abundance, as God as my source. All things are possible, and so it is.
All right, let us all stand to our feet. We're about to conclude service.
Showing the world our unity.
Let's say our mantra.
Love is who I am. Gratitude is my attitude. Abundance is my nature. And well-being is my birthright.
And continue to have the best day ever because you